Welcome back, everybody. We are ready to kick off with round 2 for all of our classes right now, or rather our UTV Bounty and Bouncer classes. We've had some great racing so far today here at Indian Mountain for the Mickey Thompson NRRA Round 9. This weekend is presented by SuperGrip, so a big thank you to them and to all of our sponsors for helping us do what we do out here and put on events like this. Matt, you did an awesome job on course 1 racing the bouncer class. What are your thoughts now after being out in the driver's seat on the hill?
We've been talking all day about how violent those rocks look. I can confirm they are as violent.
They also feel violent?
They are as violent as they look, I promise you. We've raced the first course. The second course is going to be kind of the different direction. We're going up where we were going down. We're making a few more turns. There's going to be a pretty similar second course to the first course, other than, again, we're going up and down. So I see some drivers having the same issues. Kind of the consensus between the drivers is a lot of guys are going to push a little bit harder. They didn't want to break on that first course, show up, get some points. I see Cooper Bentley up there getting some welding action going on. I think he's trying to get his drive shaft back together. There's 3 or 4 other guys working on rigs. I see an oil pan get busted. I know another oil pan was cracked. So I think some of those rocks kind of just, grabbed that.
Other than Cody McDonald, who else had an oil pan?
Ben has a crack in his oil pan. Ben Driscoll has a crack in his oil pan. I said, so how do we fix that? And he said, we just slap a little JB Weld on there, top her off. And he said it is leaking, but it's not like a pour. It's more of a fast drip, if you will. So
okay, we can work with that.
He's like, we're going to put it in there, send it again. If you're running a course that's about a minute and a half long, top off the fluid, maybe get a little extra. You should make it survive there. Beautiful. So fingers crossed he keeps McDonald, he has like a massive hole in his oil pan. It is big, pretty big. I'm guessing
he found a rock with it?
Yeah, he tagged a rock somewhere. Again, it's, to have that oil pan. And it actually has a big, bar around it. So it must have come up must have kind of cleared something and landed.
Yeah, just
and
right.
Was, again, how he crashed that oil pan with that big piece of tubing around there is just sheer luck or lack of luck, so.
Sheer bad luck.
It was. So I talked to a couple of the guys, and they said they're going to go a little bit harder on the second course again after getting some points on the board, kind of feeling it out. The course is going to be pretty similar. Again, we're going up in the down area, but very, very rocky. And it kind of just thrashes you from side to side, back and forth. So you kind of got to keep your hand on the steering wheel really good to kind of keep the buggy going forward. And again, we talked a little bit yesterday about one of the things you mentioned was that off-camberedness of the hills. So as you're going downhill, you can feel the buggy kind of sliding sideways, almost like drifting a little bit. That corner is pretty gnarly, and we're going to be going down and then around it. So.
Opposite this time.
Yes.
We've only ever seen left-hand turns going on the SuperGrip slip-up so far.
And that's after a long, kind of hot and steamy run. So I think we might see some guys have some issues. There's a bunch of trees piled up, so luckily they have kind of something to cushion it.
A little bank over there.
So we'll see how that plays. Clayton, I think their buggy is a little warm, but they got it calmed down. Little Tim Bacon, his buggy, too rowdy, a little bit warm. I think they're getting it cooled down. Some guys over there. So
I think DC. Also, he came over here looking for water.
Yes.
So he said it was a little hot.
I think he just went from cooler to cooler, getting 2 bottles from each person. He's like, because at one point I saw him walking that way, and he's like, I think I'm good. I was like, all right, hey, it works.
A little donation from everybody to help him out.
Takes a family.
I also gave him some snacks. So we got to do what we do to keep everybody running out here.
Bree has these famous brownies that are just incredible. They're
just box brownies. I don't know why you guys
but we
think
love them. They're so good. They're just perfect. And
I guess when you're out on a race hill, any brownie's a good brownie.
It's true.
When you're out in the woods all day.
Yes, but these are made with love.
They are. I sprinkle some love in
there.
Yeah,
there's. Trust me, we had a cookout last night, and they were a topic there. I think for piece of pizza and brownie, that's how it goes.
Oh, you guys. Well, I'm glad you're easy to please.
So
I can handle that.
Appreciate everybody tuning in the live feed.
Let's go back to a top 5 rundown from UTV Bounty Course 1, since we're going to be starting off with those guys shortly. Casey Howell took the win with a 101.0, followed very closely by Nathaniel Bell with a 101.7, and then Cooper Bentley with a 109, Madison King with a 127, and Alston Tidwell with a 140. Those were your you know what? We only had 3 others. Let's just go ahead. And then we had Josh Krapinski with a 144.2, Brady McCreath with a 144.8, and Xavier Sosi with a 159.9. And then Nathan King was a DNF. So that was course 1 for UTV Bounty. We will be ready to get started off with course 2 shortly.
Yeah, and again, those rocks are just so havoc. Again, trying to dodge the biggest ones and hit the less bigger ones, I think is kind of the goal. We will be going up kind of at gnarly section right between that Mickey Thompson banner to the left of it, up where we had just come down. I think it's going to be a little bit more gnarly going up it than down, but again, I think you can't really misjudge some of those rocks. Again, once you see guys kind of bounce, get caught up, we saw Clayton Smith have to back up a little bit, have kind of an aggressive backup section there.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see that same thing, guys, as they're trying to push a little harder, push a little faster on the second course. Guys may take a bad bounce to the left or the right. Again, trying to look for that, figure that out.
Were you able to catch up with Brendan Jones at all and see if they knew what was going on with his motor?
I wasn't. I seen him pulling that way, and I don't know if they were pulling it out or just pulling it out of the way to check it out. So he may be done for the day. We'll see here shortly. What's up, Dustin Havens?
All right. We are clearing the course right now. Drivers were taking their couple extra minutes of intermission here to go out and walk the course again and check things over one last time. So we are getting the course cleared off and ready to head to the line and see who our first contestant is. Looks like Xavier Sosi on the line. All right, clock is hot for Xavier Sosi.
Again, those rocks, even coming through this starting line right here, you can see how gnarly some of these rocks.
Oh, Turtle Rock almost tipped him.
Yeah, I mean, like literally we're just coming right out the gate. Within 20 feet, you already have just such a challenge right there. So, just such a gnarly process right there.
I think he's coming down to the SuperGrip slip-up corner. So he's now going up the hill where they came down it on course 1.
And that is a massive rock right in front of him. I mean, as big as a side-by-side right there. So he's going to have to either – and there's a tree to the right of it, so you're going to have to hook to that left. As you can see, him kind of work its way around. And, again, I think it's what you're going to see a lot of bouncers. The bouncers can kind of drag that passenger tire, that rear passenger tire over it. But, again, side-by-sides are going to have a little bit more trouble. Ken, this right here is going to be just a really long road down. Again, nothing super crazy. There are some pretty big rocks you have to kind of pay attention for. You can see those cross-landing roads coming across there. And coming down into that very slippery corner. Oh, he is flying through there. All the way down to the bottom. And then there's that hook right before the finish line.
That's a 155.052 for Xavier Sosi, first driver for course 2 of UTV Bounty class. We've got Brady McCreef on the line now.
All right, clock is hot.
Ooh. A little bit of a rough start right out the chute there for our bounty class. He was between a rock and a hard place.
Coming all the way over and dropping down. Again, that corner is definitely going to get a workout today. And I feel like the first course and the second course are about the same level of difficulty, just the amount of gnarliness in them. Again, with the rocks. This center section here, the second Mickey Thompson section, I think might be one of the roughest. Right here, you can see a lot of guys are going to hang this far left course. And then right after you come up, there's, again, several major rock sections right there.
Oh no! It's another turtle rock.
I think he can be able to back off there. Just because.
Oh, that is
Just because it's so steep. I think if the tires get any grip at all, it's going to pull you right off.
It's some very loose dirt around it, though, so I'm glad he didn't end up just digging in.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're going to see the bouncers kind of go over that a little bit smoother just because of tire size.
Well, I think his buggy got scared of the hill. All right, we're back in action. So you'll notice that they're going to go clockwise around this turn at the top this time. Basically just the reverse of what we did for course 1. I feel like maybe that'll help some people from getting lost.
Yeah.
It's not like an entirely new course. You just got to go over the reverse direction.
Yeah. In theory.
In theory, of course.
It definitely is hard on the machine. A lot of guys are talking about just how aggressive those rocks are, and again sharp. I'm surprised we haven't seen more flat tires so far.
That's true.
I think everybody kind of checked air pressure a second time just to be safe.
.845 for Brady McCreath. Josh Krapinski on the line now.
So I think air pressure will. I know a couple of guys were talking about last night around the proverbial campfire about what they were going to run today again, because with rocks you typically run a set pressure that's a little bit more. With dirt you can run a little less, but this is kind of both. You have like 50% dirt, 50% rock. So
I think our starting gate's getting tired.
The race line starting gate's getting a little
tired.
It's getting tired.
Yeah, I feel like the rocks out here are not as sharp and jagged as other parks that we have gone to.
Yeah.
Like Disney or, at West Virginia at Good Evening Ranch. But we've seen a lot of drive shaft calamities. I mean, just because they're not sharp doesn't mean they're not hard.
Yeah, we have seen several
breakage.
Drive shaft failures. Josh did just absolutely smoking that there. Again, you can see a lot of guys checking out for that corner. Again, you can see a lot of guys, as soon as they pop up, kind of hanging that left side right there. And then kind of just checking up a little bit right here as they're clearing those rocks. Again, that big one in front is that second turtle rock that we had so many guys have issues with.
Yeah, this section is definitely one of the harder parts of the course, I'd say. You can see how Josh is really having to work for it there.
Definitely.
And he was fourth in points coming into the weekend. So, he wants to hang on to that spot and stay in the top 5. Didn't end up in top 5 in time on course 1, so we'll see how things shake out for him today.
Yeah, and you can see a lot of drivers kind of hang into that tree line pretty close. There's just so many rocks on that left side there, just absolutely so much carnage. Again, Josh flying on that downhill section. Again, there's a little bit smoother there, so I think you're going to see some guys in the bouncer class really pick that up. And then you come up to those transitions with that road right there, the front end noses down pretty hard. Super smooth run for Josh.
Yeah, I think we will see some, that last downhill section right there is the place to get some speed up. 129.280 for Josh Kropinski. Yeah, our downhill on course 1 was the much rockier section, and now it's the smoother hill. So I think we're going to see a couple of brave souls bombing that downhill section and hitting it hard, maybe coming in slideways to the SuperGrip slip-up corner.
Yeah.
As we like to say.
Madison King down there pulling the starting line. Oh, it looks like our race line starting gate got back up.
Just needed a little caffeine.
It did.
It's ready to go again. Madison had a 4th place time. On course 1. She is 3rd in points overall coming into the weekend. Had a 5th place finish at Rush Springs Ranch a few weeks ago. So she's been hanging out in top 5 solidly here, staying consistent in UTV Bounty. Which is no small feat considering how difficult the Bounty class is.
No, it's no small feat at all. I think that's, again, racing the same courses that the bouncers have trouble with is, speaking volumes to all of our UTV Bounty series.
We had a couple hills this year, too, where we only had 1 or 2 even complete them.
Yes.
So at Pretty Place, I know that I think we only had 1. Was Casey the only one that finished?
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Bounty course. That one was a tough one. West Virginia was tough, so.
We had one where nobody finished, I thought.
I think that was West Virginia, maybe.
Again, just such a brutal course.
Getting lined up, coming out of that SuperGrip slip-up corner.
Again, this drone kind of shows you how gnarly and how violent some of this terrain is here. Oh. Again, Madison just trying to keep this buggy going in forward momentum right here.
You can see her. She is working for every inch of that, working the wheel. You can see her head bobbling around in there. That's true of all of our drivers out on this course today. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound quite right.
It does not, but she's still pulling.
She had some issues at Pretty Place with it not running right and not having the power that we're used to seeing from it either. So I'm not sure exactly what's causing that for her.
Again, able to get that climb even with not running 100%. And as Bree would say, it's all downhill from here.
We're going to put that on a T-shirt eventually.
We need to. Wow.
Ooh, heard that.
You can hear that like echoing through the hill.
That was a tough lick.
This Mickey Thompson mountain here. That was a 134.371 for Miss Madison King. Yeah, I would say diff covers are going to need a fresh coat of paint after this weekend. That and drive shafts. That definitely have just absolutely taken a thrashing. So go back and check those U-joint caps. I know we have a couple different sizes out there with the bouncer class.
Cooper Bentley, here we go.
Again, Cooper doing double duty today, racing the UTV and the bouncer.
Cooper had a third place time on course 1. See if he ends up on the podium.
Yeah, you can see how off camera it is there, just, with the horizontal lines of the GoPro.
Yeah, he's definitely easing into that, and then did his best to whip around the corner there.
Oh, no.
Oh.
That is not what you want to see.
Another tough break for Cooper.
Man. Dang it, you hate to see that.
Man, not only did he break his drive shaft in the bouncer today, he's also just had some tough luck the last couple races in general. Oh, man.
Dang it, you hate to see that. Again, you can see they got the experts on it there. Looks like he's going to try to back it off. Cody Kaysen there helping him. Cody Kaysen's like one of the first guys to you. Like, hey, bud, how's it going? Like, how did you get in the cab of the rock bouncer? Like, he's like sitting in the passenger seat and eating snacks. Like, are you okay, bud? Shout out to everybody tuning in online. Mr. Tripp Pullen, what's up, buddy? What's up, Tripp? Alex Crouch, there's an OG guy. Mr. Dunnigan. Bill Curtis, what's up, buddy?
Well, our current fastest time on course 2 for Bounty is Josh Krapinski with a 1:29. Then Madison King with a 1:34. Xavier Sosi with a 1:55. And then Brady McCreath with a 1:62. Cooper Bentley on the course right now getting some recovery aid. And then we've still got, looks like 3 or 4 drivers to go. And that'll finish up our UTV Bounty class for the weekend.
Again, looks like he's a little bit stuck up there on that Mickey Thompson Mountain, but Keith's going to pull up there and
Keith to the rescue.
Snag him off of it.
Oh, guys, the real entertainment out here is the radio chatter. I've said that before.
I am 100% on board with making a pay-per-view for the live chatter.
One day, for our premium subscribers, you'll get access to the radio chatter.
We also can make it so they could log on each camera and just watch one camera and hear the audio from that the whole time. Like, that's okay.
These
it's
are
worth
going
it.
to be some expensive subscriptions.
Yeah, we're talking like $100 a month.
This is top-notch entertainment.
Yeah. $100 a race. There we go. I'm okay with that. Like, you have to sign a waiver. We have to see your ID and verify you're over 8.
You got to sign an NDA.
Yes. You got to verify you're 18 or older. Bree's over here just loading up brownies with chocolate chips on there.
Well, I'm not just going to waste them. They all fell off.
I know.
Why are you giving away my secrets, Matt?
Dirt Scooter Caden said he's behind the announcers. I like it. Yeah, really. We have like a handful of people watching online that are here. Big Tim Bacon is watching, and he's sitting side by side down at the bottom of the hill.
I'm pretty sure all the wives are hanging out in the
probably.
RV.
Yeah. No, it's so funny. I actually got a picture earlier from Cheryl Davis of her and her turkey hanging out in the RV. What? Say that again. Dalen Bird. Go Austin Tidwell. From Okinawa, Japan. That is what's up.
That is a commenter on our YouTube channel.
Heck yeah. Shout out to Okinawa, Japan.
So Taylor is monitoring the YouTube channel, and Matt and I watch Facebook. So
yeah, shout out to all our YouTube subscribers. We love that.
We try to catch them all.
Yep.
Like a bunch of Pokemon around here.
Yeah, it really is. John Allen Campbell, Mr. John Campbell, the Taz Buggy, jumping in there on the live feed. What's up, buddy? We're sad to see you not here. Are you going to be at finals? You heading to Wildcat, Kentucky? It's killing me. I can't eat for my run. Otherwise, I'll throw up my helmet. Besides, I don't think I'll fit in my race suit.
There's a thought to think about.
I don't think I'll fit in my race suit if I eat a brownie. But this guy over here has a hot dog. I'm going to eat that hot dog and crush a few brownies when I'm done. Chad Gill, what's up, buddy? It's starting to sprinkle, actually, now that you mentioned that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to need to hurry this up, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, places. Haley's tuning in. Haley, y'all holding down the fort? How things at the campground? You know, the brownies are here on the race hill, so joke's on you, ladies.
No, they're not.
For staying at the RV instead of coming out here.
Yes. Oh, man. We got, what, two more UTVs? 3 more. Well, maybe 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more, I think. All right, we got 4 more UTVs. This is Austin Tidwell coming your way. What? They're saying that they just saw a bunch of sparks. Oh, Cooper. Okay, Cooper broke. Okay.
Somebody get in there and push them out of the way. That's the beauty of the UTVs.
Yes. Bill Curtis said, put mics on the drivers' helmets. He said, but you'll have to mute Daniels. I'm like, I could not agree more.
I think we might need to mute more than just Daniels out here.
There might be a few drivers.
Here we go with Austin Tidwell.
That turn is much sharper than it looks.
Uh-oh. Is he doing like course 1?
He can still. He needs. Yeah, there you go. Keep going all the way.
I think that there was a little bit of flexibility on where the drivers crossed over
down,
on the hill. Yeah, so they can cross the hill wherever they want to. The flags are still there. Obviously, if you take out one of those, you will get the flag penalty. But pretty much they've got their choice of how they're going to make their way across the hill.
You can see a lot of guys hanging in that far left lane, trying to keep it going.
Ooh. All right, don't get turtled. Don't get turtled. Good thing he's got those Mickey Thompsons. Oh, look at him just busting that rock out of the way.
That's impressive. That is impressive. Just watching that long climb to the top there. Ooh, wow, yeah.
Sending a rock on
Big
down
rock.
the hill.
He's like chasing it down. He's like chasing it down the hill. He's like, I got it. I'll just pass it up. Getting that long run down.
$163.855 for Austin Tidwell.
Haley Holback says, yeah, Brownie does sound really good right now. They're up there in the RV. Very comfy right now, she said. Very comfy. Nice and comfy. Yeah.
Haley, there is a little bag with 3 brownies in it.
Ooh.
In my white paper bag that's on your countertop in the RV. I will donate those brownies to you ladies at the campground if you would like to have them. Even though you're not out here braving the rain and the mud and the elements with us, there are 3 brownies in my white paper bag on the RV countertop.
Yeah. It's a hard life, yeah. Trust me, that's
you know the reality shows, like the Real Wives of whatever.
Yes. The Real Wives of Off-Roading.
The Real Race Wives. I don't know. The Real Wives of
Off-Roading. I love it. Because normally they put like a town.
Something to do with like racing, though.
That's fine.
We'll work on it. Put a pin in that.
Well, no, it's like
circle back around to that.
Real Housewives of like Orange County. So Real Housewives of racing.
There we go. The Real Housewives of Rock Bouncing.
I like it. They are wild.
Cheryl and Chastity need their own YouTube channel. I already told them that last night.
Yes.
What are we doing down here? So Cooper's even more broke down there after they tried to pull him off the course.
Is that Keith's flag?
Alston's working his way.
Yes. Okay.
Keith and Cooper are down there right off the off the edge of your screen there. And I believe this is Nathaniel Bell. I'm seeing some green. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, again, we got a little bit of rain coming in now. A little bit, just a very light
barely
sprinkle.
Sprinkling right now. I don't think that's enough to cause
very
any
light
problem.
sprinkle, but I don't, again, some rigs definitely do not like water. Okay, you can see him trying to start there. That light cutting off means he's turning it off and turning it back on. Trying to get it to start.
Well, dang, they're dropping like flies now.
Dang, yeah, you hate to see that.
I don't know if he even broke the beam yet.
Is that your Army coat?
All right. Bryant is kind enough to fill us in right now. Said Nathaniel broke his motor in round one, ratchet strapped it in, and was just hoping it would hold for this run.
That stinks. Yeah. You would love to see a guy just ratchet strap it in and be like, all right, we're good. Looks like we got Casey Howe pulling the line here.
Oh, man, that's a bummer for Nathaniel. He was coming into the weekend leading in points. Had a pretty solid lead over Casey. Let's see. Looks like maybe 70-ish points.
All right, it's Casey Howe coming up the line here.
Casey Howell, second in points coming into the weekend.
He is getting it.
So the time to beat right now is a 1:29 from Josh Krapinski. And if Casey can maintain this, I think we'll see him being able to beat that time.
Making quick work of this course again. Through the roughest of it, now just has that downhill section. And he seems to be rolling really quick through there. He is flying. There's several really rough sections through that downhill. And they're not really violently rough. It's just when you start pushing faster and faster. It's a 109.060 for Casey Howe.
Casey.
Is that a new leader?
Oh, yeah, by 20 seconds.
Wow, by 20 seconds. 109.
Yep. Casey took that one for sure. Let's see. Second place, was so Casey with a 109, and then Josh Krapinski with a 129. Then Madison King with a 134. Xavier Sosi with a 155. Brady McCreath with a 162, and Alston Tidwell with a 163. That's your order for finishing on course 2 for UTV Bounty. That does wrap up our day of racing for UTV Bounty. Casey took the win on both hills, so good day for him. He'll be standing on top of that podium later. We are going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have round 2 for the RCB Axle Bouncer class.
So we have 3 different beadlock wheels that most of our guys use. We have the teardrop, we have the twisted, and then we have the twisted black. So we have a machine version of the twisted, and we have the black. We have these in 14 and 15 inch, all 4 lug. But we'll be coming out with, in addition to some of the tires I was talking about earlier that we're coming out with, we're going to have a new line of wheels come out. Some of those will be 5 lug to keep up with some of the new manufacturing that's happening in the UTV world. But the beadlock wheels that we're selling right now, Rock Life and those guys carry these as well. So right now we're having some specials on them. So I'd recommend if you need a set of beadlocks, you're not going to find any cheaper than those.
Rebirthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica-reinforced T4 tread compound. Power-ply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the 9th and final normal race of the National Rock Racing Association here in Piedmont, Alabama at Indian Mountain Off-Road Park. Bree, where are we sitting after course 1?
Oh, man, we had a great course 1. I'll give you guys our top 5 rundown. Tim Cameron took the lead on course 1 with a 92, followed by Nick Reich with a 95. Timothy Bacon with a 99, Daniel Heckley with a 101, and Clint Garrison rounding out that top 5 with a 105. So we are looking forward to some more great racing here on course 2 for the RCB Axle Bouncer class. Matt, you have a race under your belt now on this course. Real quick, just give us some of your thoughts from after being in the driver's seat and before we move on into course 2.
So rocks, huh? How about those?
There's a lot of them out there.
We've seen a lot of those rocks. And again, guys thrashing around on course 1, just absolutely bouncing back and forth. We've seen a few guys get broke. Some of those guys were able to get it repaired. I think those same breakages are going to come into play later. And now we're going uphill where we're used to going downhill. So just kind of keeping the buggy together, keeping the knuckles, the C's, the axle shafts, ring and pinions, keeping everything together. Drive shafts are a big thing. I think we're going to see get hung up. So keeping the rig together, kind of keeping it going, keeping a little bit of momentum, kind of bouncing up that hill and not making any silly mistakes. So that's kind of the biggest thing is trying to keep the momentum going and kind of keep that buggy going up the hill.
Yep, definitely. And like Matt said, they're running. It's pretty much the same course, just in reverse this time. So hopefully that'll keep people from getting lost out there.
Yeah.
It's not like a whole new course you have to memorize. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We will see how it goes. I think we're just about ready to head to the starting line.
Yeah, no, keeping the buggy going, momentum up the hill is kind of just, and don't get lost. Fingers crossed, don't get lost. So just, make sure the buggy doesn't get lost. No breakage, no silly things.
Just do the opposite of what you did last time.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, really, that's kind of what it is. I mean, looking at the course, we're going to have a few. The first quarter of it's going to be exactly the same, but other than that, it's basically going in the same reverse. Getting that slower corner, we're going to see guys kind of check up, make some good decisions. So hopefully, again, fingers crossed. I know this is a gnarly course, and going out there and competing is fun, but at the same time, you want to be safe. So there is that teeter line of being safe yet being able to absolutely hurl that buggy downhill. So I think we're going to see
some of that. I think.
Me and Timmy and Nick Reich and a few others were talking about that downhill. I think you're going to see some guys really rip it on that downhill section. So, a handful of times right there, just segregated by just a few seconds. So
yeah,
keep it
going. We got several times that were only separated. Like you said, we had a 113.5 from DC Thompson, a 113.8 from Brandon Davis. We had a couple of times like that. So it's always amazing to us how tight the times can be, no matter what the course looks like or how long it is. But speaking of, I think we are ready to go to the starting line and take a look at our first bouncer hitting course 2 here for the RCV Axle bouncer class.
Got Brandon Davis sitting at that race line starting gate. Hey, them too.
Hey guys, y'all are on live TV when you're back there.
All right, we got Brandon Davis sitting in that race line starting gate. Looks like clock is hot. That menace bouncer is such a monster just coming off the starting line. Just ripping through here. Woo! Almost carrying the front wheels up the hill. He's in the rear steer. Again, we'll see if he's coming across the rocks or going all the way to that far left side. Again, chucked up a little bit of that corner. Again, there's so much loose dirt there from all the UTVs and all the bouncers that it's kind of becoming kind of really very slick down there. And I'm sure adding a little rain isn't going to help at all.
Oh. I didn't think that loose dirt was going to exist on this hill today. I thought all we would have was a muddy, washed out hillside, but it's actually been pretty dry up until just now, where we've got a little bit of a drizzle coming down. Definitely not the downpour that we were all kind of worried about, or had been checking the weather forecast, thought might be coming our way today. So there's definitely more dirt still on top of this hill than I thought there was going to be. Thought we'd be slinging mud like at Pretty Place. Well, what's he hung up on up there? We haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, judging by the amount of dirt, it will not be hung up long.
He's out of there.
Ooh, watching him slide around that corner. Again, watching that IFS buggy do work here. That thing is absolutely just a monster.
How many seasons has Brandon raced Menace now?
Ooh.
Is this third? Fourth?
Third, I think.
Third sounds right.
That's a 135.320 from Mr. Brandon Davis.
All right. That was our first bouncer for course 2, so the bar has been set. We will see what happens from here on out. DC Thompson on the line now. He is racing for Dan Bowman today. And since we just saw Brandon run, on course 1, DC had a 113.5, and Brandon had a 113.8.
Wow.
We just saw Brandon lay down a 135 on course 2. See what DC can do.
There we go. Doing some work. Again, you can watch that bouncer. It's literally just thrashing from side to side right now. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Did we lose rear?
I don't know if it... Oh, man. Clyde's saying they broke a rear end. I'm not sure if it's a drive shaft or ring and pinion.
Oh, man. Man, DC's
Dang
had
it.
a heck of a time getting everything squared away on this buggy, getting it to the races this season. I know it's been a lot in the works there.
Dang it.
Just to get him in the bouncer class and consistently race. Oh man, that's never a good day right there.
Yeah.
When your friends are handing your parts in.
Yeah,
to
when
you.
someone's handing you your drive shaft, that's never a good day racing.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that he got at least one run under his belt today.
Yeah. Looks like they're getting him back down the hill. Shout out to Cody Case in there. Trying to do a little front dig.
There you go.
That is a very rowdy bouncer. Which shows how awesome this course really is. Again, showing how incredible, just how gnarly this thing really is.
What is that, like the third rear drive shaft today? Wow. Cooper, Connor, and DC now. Woo! We might have to give this hill a name.
Yeah, yeah.
That's something to do
yes,
with
yes.
drive shaft.
It is becoming a massive parking lot down there of rock bouncers, kind of just scattered everywhere.
Thank you guys for tuning in with us here on Hillside Live. You're watching Course 2 of the RCV Axle Bouncer class. Brendan Jones coming off the line now.
And he had I initially thought it was a kind of transmission issue, but I think it was more of an idling issue. The buggy was having issues idling. And again, that could be a sensor going bad. It could be a ground wire. There's all kinds of things that can cause the tune to be thrown off. So,
yeah, things are still not looking right here. A lot better than his last run, though. Definitely. Well, who rewound the video?
Yes, who rewound the video?
Wrong direction. We need to hit fast forward.
Yes. Again, it sounds like he's running a lot lower RPMs than before, so I think that, again, might have been his issue. Again, we've seen this buggy absolutely do work on the higher RPM range and heard it scream through hills and hollers before. So
he earned himself a Skinny Pedal award from Pretty Place with that.
Yeah, absolutely just incredible buggy. I mean, that motor was just absolutely screaming. Definitely a great way to break it in, you know.
Break it in or break it. Just break it.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
Yeah. One of the two. He had a couple flats as he was leaving that day. So
break something. Hey, he's got some at least steady momentum going through the course right now. And that's an improvement.
Yeah. And it was doing, what was crazy is it would work fine at, like, he was like neutral dropping at like $6,000. It was doing great at the higher RPM range, but it was not working well at lower RPM range. So again, able to crawl this at least right now, get some points on the board.
He is coming up to that part of the hill that, you know, has seemed to be the most difficult section.
Yeah.
Or at least it was for our UTV class. So
and you can see so many of those rocks definitely moving out of the way there. Talk about being off camber. And Bree, you mentioned that yesterday with the UTV. Some of those guys kind of being, you know, on the hill, kind of sliding as they're going up. But
there we go.
Man, again, you hate to see some mechanical issues, but definitely doing well. Still getting some points on the board.
He's hanging in there.
He is. Again, trying to get, you know,
persistent.
Being able to overcome adversity on some of these courses is just super important. Again, at this point, I don't think there's anything too challenging for this bouncer particularly, but a little bit of a ledge there. And as he rounds this corner, I think it's all downhill from here.
Whoa.
Ooh.
A quick downhill.
He's coming pretty quick.
All right. Another finish. 225.162 for Brendan Jones. I'm sure that is not the day of racing that he was hoping for, but he was able to get 2 finishes out of it. And, hey, that's something out here. That's points.
It is.
Richard Hodges on the line.
It's like powder what these guys are taking off. You can see it just like almost explode as they rip off the line.
Who would have thought that it would actually be dry out here this weekend?
For
we
real.
were all geared up for hurricane weather.
We were pretty terrified this weekend. I had several people even messaged me, hey, are they having the race this weekend? Because they heard hurricanes are moving in, tons of wind. And I was like, if we have not stopped yet this season, we are definitely not stopping now.
Yeah, we race rain or shine. We prefer shine, but, you know.
Yeah.
Richard making his way through that very technical, rocky middle section.
Again, you can see it just bouncing through those rocks.
There it is.
That shows how steep it is. At one point, he was literally spinning all 4 tires and wasn't moving an inch up the hill.
Yeah, this hill is so much steeper and just all around more gnarly in person than it will ever look on camera. So you guys bear that in mind. Take our word for it.
All right, Richards Hodgins here wrapping up that. I'm going to head on down.
Oh, making his way around that SuperGrip slip-up corner. .344 for Richard Hodges. And now Clint Garrison is on the line. Clint had a 5th place finish on course 1. He also had a 5th place finish at our last event at Rush Springs Ranch a few weeks ago. All right, Clint's got to tackle the RCV Rock Garden now. Got a good smooth run from Clint. Time to beat right now is a 1:35 from Brandon Davis. There it is. With a 1:20.576. Clint Garrison, our new leader right now for course 2. And we've got Tim Bacon on the line. He had a 3rd place time on course 1. Let's get rowdy. Like Clay and I were talking about earlier during Tim's first run, if you don't like bacons and you don't like big blocks, wow, I don't think we can help you. This buggy is named Too Rowdy for a good reason. Making his way up the SCS slope. I think this is his 3rd race with us in the series this season after a bit of a hiatus for a couple seasons racing. Tim and his brother Bubba Bacon. It's been fun having some of the Bacon family back out here representing again this year. This is going to be a good time. .243. They're speeding up, y'all. That is our new leader. Clinton Garrison now in second. Brandon Davis in third. But we are only about a third of the way through course 2 for the RCV Axle Bouncer class. We've got a lot of drivers still to go. Randall Key is on the line. Looks like he's getting some last-minute directions from Knox. I'll bet you Knox is showing him a course map on his phone right there. All right, clock is hot for Randall Key. We talked earlier during his first run about how Randall is one of the oest of the G's out here. The OSG this weekend. He has been part of the sport since its beginning, or part of the series since its beginning in 2012. Glad to see him back out here. Hadn't seen him as much this season, so it's always a good time having Randall back out here on the hillsides. One of the unique things about Randall, if you guys aren't familiar, is he is paralyzed from the waist down, so he drives completely with hand controls. That's steering, throttle, gas, rear steer, shifting, everything in there. Randall's a heck of a driver. And that Undertaker buggy that he's driving right now, man, that's a pretty sweet little ride. You may remember some of his past rock bouncers, Rage and Blaze. And I can't quite remember what he had before that. Uh-oh. Did he make a wrong turn? All right, I think he took the wrong trail up the hill, but if he can continue down there and then turn left, he'll be back on course. There it is. You know, it's tough enough to keep track of all these courses for the drivers that can go out and walk up and down them and see them all. And Randall, of course, can't do that, so he's got to rely on the course maps and watching the other drivers go. And, you know, like we saw him asking Knox at the starting line to try and get the course clear in his head. So that's not an easy thing out here when there's so many ups and downs. And, oh, man. Oh, that's – oh, no, he's going to be turtled. There it is. That is a tough spot right there. Lots of people been getting hung up there today on course 2. Or Zach. All right, Randall. Just got to make it around that SuperGrip slip-up corner. And straight on to the finish line. There it is. Let's get that time. 2:45.139 for Randall Key. All right, I've got Zach Garner joining me in the booth here for a minute. And we've got Jay Stortz on the line. Ready to watch old Ford play, doing some work.
Oh, here, you check it out.
All right, we pull the switcheroo. I've got Clay instead of Zach now.
Yeah, y'all got a whole lot better
They
commentator than
they
Zach.
had to fight it out and rock, paper, scissors, and
No, me and
all,
Zach fought.
all kinds
I
of
won.
stuff.
No, it sounds better if you tell him I beat Zach. Tell everybody I beat
Clay
Zach
won
up.
the spot as co-host in the booth. Jay Stortz is making pretty quick work of this hill right now.
Oh, me. The rain is just steadily trying to rain on us.
Yeah, we have not had the downpour that everybody was fearing from today, though, so we're all definitely grateful for that. The fastest time on the course right now is Timothy Bacon with a 1:14 and then Clint Garrison with a 1:20. Jay Stortz has a pretty good run going right now, though. Let's see what he got. .864. That is a third place time. No, that's a second place time right now on course 2 for Jay Stortz. So we got Tim Bacon with a 1:14, Jay Stortz with a 1:16, and then Clint Garrison with a 1:20. Those are your
Jay.
top 3
You did
right
good
now.
on that one. Matthew Holt.
Matthew Holt is on the course. I know Matt was out walking the course in our little intermission between course 1 and 2. Definitely didn't want to get lost out there.
Now it's a little tricky. It looks like from what I've seen.
It is, you know, you get here at the beginning of the day and you walk the course and you get course 1 in your head real good, and then all of a sudden you gotta get a whole different one.
Yeah,
Cemented in your mind. Luckily, it's not an entirely different course. If it's the same course, just kind of run in reverse.
Yep.
But we did see a couple wrong turns.
Yeah, you get a little
Little
lost.
backups already. It's a lot to keep track of out there.
And Clyde does feel like the best he can with what he's got on trying to mark everything out. I mean, gives you maps, got flags, you know, where the turn's at. And most of the time, there's pretty well marked tape where you got to have it to go. And because if you put too much up, you just be repairing it the whole time. I hope the rain holds off. If not, where Matt's working his way up to is going to get a little
That
difficult.
SCS slope is going to get slick.
Yep.
So it seems like this section that Matt's coming up to right here is the hardest part of course 2. Not everybody has had trouble here, but in general, it seems to be the roughest spot.
And Matt just busted it. No
Look
problem.
at him go. Look at him go.
Cakewalk.
I think Randall helped push that big old boulder out of the way a little bit for everybody.
It's pretty scary, though. All the boulders out here are just loose. They're just sitting there.
You got to keep your head on a swivel.
Oh, for sure.
So, Clay, you raced yesterday in UTV, and today you are helping out with recovery. You and your brother Cody are a big help with our recovery crew, often grabbing a vest and running out there.
I think we just got to where we keep 2 of them with us at all times now.
That's where the vests are going. The mystery is solved.
Yeah, we got 2 of them.
So, from your perspective, you know, from being out in the driver's seat on the hill and then running up and down and helping with recovery and see all the different, angles on the hill. What do you think of it? The course 2 seems to be a little easier. Maybe it's just because we've gotten some of those boulders pushed out of the way, got a little bit more cleared out, and since we're running the same course just backwards, it's definitely getting cleared out now. But what are your thoughts on that?
I think even from yesterday, the rocks have gotten moved out. Like, I feel like the poor stock guys in Cup class got the
yeah, they took the brunt of it.
I think we got the worst part of the rock stuff because it was brand new when we got on it, you know. And then after we got off of it, we moved a little bit. Then after the bouncers for sure got on it, the rocks were they're all at the bottom now.
188.744 for Matt Holt.
Matt got him 2 finishes this week.
Good job,
Heck
Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there was an advantage today for being later.
Yes,
going towards the end of both courses.
And honestly, me and Clyde was talking a minute ago, like that little boulder section right there, he forced us to go to the biggest part yesterday, basically. And today you can kind of go around it and the rocks aren't there as much.
We got Nick Reich on the course now.
Hey, he's going to come out full steam. He's got 2nd place on the first hill. I'm going to say you're going to see Nick do a little.
He got 2nd place on the first hill. He has come into the weekend 5th in points overall.
And he is flying.
30 points behind Clayton Smith. He had a 2nd place finish at Rush Springs Ranch a few weeks ago, our last event. So yeah, he's hanging in that top 5 area, and I'm sure he's looking to move on up in the points. We're heading into finals in just a couple weeks.
He is rolling right now.
Right now, the time to beat is a 1:14.
I'm going to say Nick. Well, I'm not going to say it right now. We'll wait. I'm going to guess my time here in a minute. Uh-oh. Come on. Oh,
no.
Dang. That part's a little tricky right there.
It is.
If you can't tell.
That's the one spot where if anyone's been having trouble on the hill, it's right there on that the second turtle rock of the day.
He ain't giving it no slouch now. I'm going to expect the downhill section is going to be wild right here.
How about the fact we actually have loose dirt on the hill this weekend?
I love it.
We were all expecting mud.
Oh, I love dirt.
Slinging mud.
All this rock. What has happened? He's got hung up. Is it
No, that happened to Brandon, too.
I think look.
I think he's just there must be.
No, he's broke. Front end
is
broke.
it?
Yes, front
I
end
can't
broke.
see.
These lights in the trailer are a little bright. I think something.
Well, Brandon got hung up just a little bit right at that apex at the top of that corner as well. But it's hard to see from the angle that we've got. I don't know. Are we sure he's broke? Either way, he's all downhill now, so. And he's cruising.
Oh, I knew he'd fly down that hill.
Oh. There it is. 128.877 for Nick Reich. A little bit of a hang up there, but yeah, still not a bad time.
Looks like we got Chris Griggs on the line.
Here we go with Chris Grigg.
Matt's playing with my butt.
How about Chris Grigg putting this bouncer through its paces for the last year or so?
I think he is off course.
They have the option for where they choose to cross over and go down that far left side where all the Mickey Thompson banners
Oh, so they left it wide open for him to go anywhere. Oh.
Yep, they have the option. Oh.
Well, I'm going to hush my mouth.
That was a tough lick on the SCS slope here.
Such a tricky little section.
Chris isn't afraid to go all out, though.
Oh, no, he is not scared to gas it at all.
What was it he first started racing with us in? Was it like a Jeep, like a
It was
truggy kind of?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seen him one day at Windrock, and he just, on the older hills, not the newer section, he barrel rolled from the top up there.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. And was ready to go again when he got to the bottom. Oh, he's crazy, man.
Yeah, he started out racing with us. It's been several seasons now. I don't remember maybe three seasons? Started out in a truggy type rig. And then they had this wide open design buggy built, and I think it's been around a year that he's been racing it. Definitely a very capable machine.
Oh yeah, those wide open design buggies, they work. Been around for forever too.
Yeah, fun fact, wide open design is in my town. I don't know if you knew that, in Murfreesboro.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they've done some work on the Avenger for us over the years. $152.766 for Chris Grigg. All right, now I've got Matt Holt back in the booth with me. Ben Driscoll on the course.
There is a graveyard of buggies down to the bottom.
Oh, no.
Just broken parts everywhere. Again, Bill has a crack in his oil pan.
Ben,
Ben has a crack in his oil pan, slowly dripping fluid, but not a big enough to where leak where he was worried about it, so they went ahead and topped it off. Maybe added a touch extra, and hopefully can get a finish out of this course.
oh, no, the SuperGrip slip-up.
Man.
It got him.
We had talked about some guys coming down that a little hot and too steamy.
It happened.
You think Ben's okay? He's like, window net comes flying open. He's like, I can't believe it.
Oh, no.
Dang it.
It wasn't his oil pan
Yeah.
that ended up being the problem.
Dang it. Dang it. You hate that for Ben.
Oh, that's a tough break. I mean, we don't call it the SuperGrip slip-up for nothing, but still. It was bound to happen eventually. All right,
Dang
guys,
it.
we are about 2/3 of the way through Course 2 for the RCV Axle Bouncer class. We do have a replay of Ben Driscoll's rollover presented by Rock Racing TV.
It is super, super off camber down there. And right where his front tires were at, there's a big tree stump, too, that will catch you
Ooh.
if you aren't really meticulous coming through that corner.
And not like the good kind of catch you,
Yes.
you know, support you,
Yes,
hold
no.
on to you.
No support, Bree. No support.
So sad.
Course 2 is definitely rougher than Course 1.
Is it? Because from here, of course, it, you know, perspectives are a little off on camera, but it looks like It's not any more difficult than course 1.
I don't know if difficult would be the word I would use, because I don't think it may be slightly more difficult, but there's a lot of big rocks.
Is it that middle rock section?
It is. That surprisingly was much more difficult than the first rock section.
Yeah, it looked like it.
It was, and I think the first rock section is easier only because the rocks move and shift while you're kind of going over them.
Yeah, those are big ones in the middle up
in
there.
The middle,
they're not moving.
They don't move. So I think you kind of have to be a little more aggressive of how you're trying to put the tire placement. So I think that's why it's a little bit rougher section there. So, but again, we've seen again. There's like at least 2 or 3 buggies down there with drive shafts hanging. There's parts everywhere.
No.
So it's kind of a graveyard down there.
This is like danger zone for drive shafts today.
It really is, which is we haven't seen a lot of drive shaft failures this year. I think just because of the rocks.
I think this is the first time that we've had like multiple rear drive shafts in a race this season.
Dustin Carter came out and did a great job. There was 3 or 4 drivers, new drivers, that kind of hopped in and did a really amazing job.
Yeah, Cody McDonald, this was his first race with us today.
I am heartbroken that he had an oil pan.
Oh, I know.
And it's like a fist size. It's not like you. It's not
There's
like
no JB Weld in that, buddy.
I don't think you could put it back together. I don't think there's an option for that. I think that's not going to be a real quick JB Weld type situation. I asked him, I said, how are you going to get out of here? He says, well, we haven't really quite figured that out yet. We'll try to figure that out. But which break, because he said everything felt great. The buggy looked good. I think he said he had a top 10 finish on the first course.
He had a 124, so probably. Yeah.
So I was again to see a guy who first time ever coming race with us, and his technically qualifies as a Pro-Am buggy, also running a 5.3, so it's part of the LS crew, 5.3 with a cam. So it's again not high horsepower like we've seen some of the other guys with. So to come out and be in that top 10, it really made my heart happy. And being the first time he raced with us, I said he definitely should be tooting his own horn just because, coming out, again, first time racing with us, having an awesome finish like that, and racing a buggy that still technically qualifies as like a modified class, not necessarily an unlimited class type chassis. So he said he does have a chassis at home. He started working on it. He's going to take all the parts from this buggy and transfer it over. I said, so you've had this buggy a while? He said, yeah, a few years. So
I think this was a good hill for that rig, too.
Oh, yeah.
It was the size of it and the agility of it, was good for a technical course like this where you could you didn't necessarily need just straight up horsepower to haul up the hill, And
I think that's one thing
a good one for him.
Yeah, I think that's one perfect point to point out today, as we've seen a lot of times on the driver's sheet so far. The guys with the stupid amounts of horsepower are having the same trouble guys with kind of lower end horsepower have. Having the same kind of, you're still jolting between rocks, so tons of wheel speed really isn't going to help you a whole lot, especially if it's raining on slick rocks.
Yeah.
So,
there are some courses and some hills where it does come in handy, but this is not one of them. I don't think.
Yeah, I think we've kind of seen this to be ranging from like 90 to like 120, 130 times roughly. So to have that kind of 20-second, 30-second window really kind of shows that this is, a really crazy course, but everybody's been in a fairly tight gap today. Again, that top 3, top 5 obviously are the cream of the crop, but very, very cool.
So our top time right now, speaking of times, on course 2 is Tim Bacon with a 114, and then we've got Jay Storts with a 116. Excuse me. And then it looks like Clint Garrison with a 120. So Clint doing a great job today. Jay Storts, we still got a handful of drivers left to go, including Timmy. But Jay having that second place time right now, I'm excited for him. So, but we've still got, let's see, Dustin Carter, Daniel Heckley, Tim Cameron, and Clayton Smith.
Again, Clayton Smith definitely going to try to get up there and romp on it.
Do you know if Connor Flynn, if they were able to fix?
I don't know.
He was another of the drive shaft casualties.
Yeah. He's down there, and I think he's sitting in the same spot he was sitting in.
Okay.
So I would say probably not.
That would have been a pretty big fix. He also was the one that his rear drive shaft, on his rear-mounted engine buggy, the drive shaft got jammed up in the motor, they said.
Yeah,
I don't know if there was much damage or if it was just an awkward way to have to get him off the hill or not.
Because these drive shafts are very meaty, beefy drive shafts. So when one gets lodged somewhere it shouldn't, it's not real great, okay? So
we try to avoid that.
Yeah, try to avoid
possible.
that. Again, we've seen several drive shaft failures today. Again, there's like a graveyard of just buggies and parts laying everywhere down there. I felt so bad. I'm like, this is a lot of work. So
not to mention that you're not getting a trailer back in here.
No.
So
It's going to have to get out somehow.
This is not an easy access race course.
You'll at least have to pull the rear or the front drive, whatever's broken, pull the whole drive shaft out. At least, hopefully you can just get enough momentum to get it out of here and front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, depending on which one you broke. I know we have some UTVs down there that are still trying to get out as well. So
Where there's a will, there's a way, but it might not be easy.
All right. Okay, I heard Cooper Bentley is pulling the line. He had a broken drive shaft on the first course, but I saw him up there fixing it, welding it back together with Keith Rolder. So
yeah, it looks like they got it done. We got a flag being fixed on the hill, and then Cooper Bentley is ready for his turn. All right, here we go with Cooper Bentley.
That right there is really rough. It's an extremely rough rock, just 20 feet out the starting line. And Cooper normally is a pretty wild man driver, although I think you're seeing him be a little bit more timid. Again, trying to keep that drive shaft together for this next big long climb here.
Well, he came into the weekend third in points behind Timmy and Daniel, and then unfortunately did have that drive shaft break. Didn't finish course 1, so I mean that's a bummer for him, especially after just a few races ago being actually in that top spot, even a little bit ahead of Timmy. So we'll see what he can hang on to here, and then also, of course, I mean we've talked about it a lot, but finals there's 200 points on the line.
Yeah.
So one DNF from somebody can shake up the whole podium there.
Yeah, it's
or even more, shake up the whole top 5.
Yeah, and that is a great point. Having 4 courses and having that many points can definitely shake things up again, because those courses are a little bit harder as well. So, like I said, a broken drive shaft or something like that can really make some changes pretty quick to that driver lineup.
So we've seen Brandon, Nick, and now Cooper get hung up right in that same exact spot. Matt, what is going on up there that we can't see? Do you remember? Is there a rock or something?
Yeah, there's several big rocks there,
okay.
And they're not the movable kind. So you kind of have to pick a really good line, or it's going to kind of hang you up. Again,
gotcha.
There's so many different chassis manufacturers out there. There's different designs. There's different wheel lengths. I'm 128 3/4 wheelbase, so I'm a little longer than some of the guys. So for me, it may have been a little bit easier. Again, shorter wheelbase may hang up. Some of these guys are running really low belly heights too.
Right. Well, Cooper was the third one that we've seen get hung up right on the top of that corner. So I knew something was going on up there.
Yeah, there's several really big rocks that are not the movable kind. So.
$142.095 for Cooper Bentley.
Yeah, there's several of those rocks out there that you hit, and you hit it hard, because I thought I broke an axle or dented the housing. I mean, it was you can hear it very loud.
Connor Flynn on the course now. Connor is running for Jack Porter today.
He broke a rear drive shaft, got it lodged up in the motor on the first course, but apparently got it repaired, so was out here.
Yeah,
ready some thrashing again.
Uh-oh.
May have some steering issues. Again, the reservoirs on the steering systems are a little bit taller, so typically they don't like to see lots of hill-type motions.
Well, something's going on because people were telling him, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I think he said we have engine parts going to the bottom.
Well, that's not good.
I think it was a harmonic balancer, probably. The part that I thought I saw looked like a thermos, but...
When everybody's telling you, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
everyone on the side of the hill, that's never a good sign.
It's never a good thing.
Oh, man. What a tough day for Connor Flynn. We'll see if we can get him backed off the hill.
I'm curious. I'm really curious what engine part it was. Right there, they're on an access road, so I think Clyde's trying to see if he can get pulled straight forward and get him pulled down the access road to get out of the racing lane, if you will. Oh, Rowdy Boy racing there.
A little cameo.
Yeah, a little cameo. He'll be doing some racing later on today.
Getting an assessment from Dylan Dowler and Justin Hoback.
Yeah. Those guys are very knowledgeable about engines as well. And that buggy looks just rowdy.
Madison King on the scene there. She come trotting down the hill. Let's go ahead and do another rundown of our times while we're waiting on the recovery here. Tim Bacon with a 1:14 in the lead on course 2, followed by Jay Storts with a 1:16. Oh, who's next? It looks like then Clint Garrison with a 1:20. Nick Reich with a 1:28. And Brandon Davis with a 1:35. Those are your current top 5 on course 2. This is Connor Flynn getting recovered off the hill right now, and then we've still got Dustin Carter, Daniel Heckley, Tim Cameron, and Clayton Smith to finish up on course 2.
Have to put you on a payment plan for life. Starting to sprinkle a little bit more. Bit let off right about the time I started racing, and now it's picking back up again. Yeah.
All right, course is clear, and Dustin Carter is leaving the line.
Dustin's running that forward power plant as well. He followed me up this morning. And this buggy looks like it's about to do some work. I think we might see a few more people check up in that corner there after Ben's rollover. Again, Ben had a smooth run going, too.
Oh.
Ooh.
Tagging that tree on the SCS slope.
Yeah, those trees don't give a lot. You can just see that buggy just, bouncing through there. I kind of did the same as him. Try to get that front end through those rocks and let the back end kind of just limp around.
Seems like that's what's been the best strategy.
Yeah. And not that that's the fastest, but I think it's the smoothest, which hopefully can help keep your forward momentum going.
Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. All right, let's see if he gets... Oh! That's a lot of smoke.
That looks like motor.
Who ordered the mosquito repellent?
That may have been the motor let go.
Oh, no.
I was trying to see if they're... Unfortunately, we cannot hear what happened minutes before that that motor let go, but...
I was like, I sensed something behind me.
We couldn't figure out what was going on, so we always...
I don't blame you.
Yeah, dang it. Had a great run and going, too. And you could just see that, those tires just ripping through there. Again, throwing tons of dirt. Hearing that motor sing was awesome, but...
All right, guys, we still have Daniel Heckley, Tim Cameron, and Clayton Smith to wrap up course 2. We are assessing what's going on with Dustin Carter and how we need to help get him recovered off the hill. All right, guys, we are going to give them a minute to work on that recovery, take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back to wrap up course 2 with the bouncers.
All right, so this is our XT tire, and this is the 35, 10, 15. It's the biggest tire that we make for a UTV. And this is the road compound. We have 2 different compounds. As you can see, it's kind of hard to squeeze these together. This is going to last you a lot longer if you're just doing trail riding, riding on asphalt to get to the trails. If you're trailering and you're only going to be on trails, then I would recommend our trail compound. And it's much softer. You grip and grab those rocks really well. That's what the majority of our drivers that we sponsor use the XC trail compound. But we also have our amp tire. And this is a 6-ply tire. The XC is the 8-ply. It's got really tough sidewalls. And in fact, one of our drivers took first place in the Bounty Series last race in Hot Springs with this tire. So those are the two main tires that all racers use. And you can get any of these tires and the wheels that they're mounted on through Rock Life as well.
Rebirthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound. Powerply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
So we were a sponsor of SRRS in 2012, the first year, and we built our product to the racers. They had a need, and we had a solution. They were breaking parts, breaking axles, and we were able to build the strongest axles on the planet for them. We developed the Big Bell CV over that period of time as well, which is the 40 spline, 47 spline stuff that you see in a majority of the rock bouncers. And we've also developed UTV for the UTV buggies and the stock class racers. We've got products for that as well. So we've really utilized this racing to develop and work with these guys the best product available. So over the years, we've worked really closely with drivers like Tim Cameron. He's been very helpful helping us develop this product line for the UTV, the rock bouncer, and he's been quite successful himself doing the racing, as well as a ton of others. We couldn't be here without these guys testing our product and doing these things, pushing us.
So we have 3 different beadlock wheels that most of our guys use. We have the teardrop, we have the twisted, and then we have the twisted black. So we have a machine version of the twisted, and we have the black. We have these in 14 and 15 inch, all 4 lug. But we'll be coming out with, in addition to some of the tires I was talking about earlier that we're coming out with, we're going to have a new line of wheels come out. Some of those will be 5 lug to keep up with some of the new manufacturing that's happening in the UTV world. But the beadlock wheels that we're selling right now, Rock Life and those guys carry these as well. So right now we're having some specials on them. So I'd recommend if you need a set of beadlocks, you're not going to find any cheaper than those.
takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb. When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time. Rebirthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound. Power-ply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
So we were a sponsor of SRRS in 2012, the first year, and we built our product to the racers. They had a need, and we had a solution. They were breaking parts, breaking axles, and we were able to build the strongest axles on the planet for them. We developed the Big Bell CV over that period of time as well, which is the 40 spline, 47 spline stuff that you see in a majority of the rock bouncers. And we've also developed UTV for the UTV buggies and the stock class racers. We've got products for that as well. So we've really utilized this racing to develop and work with these guys the best product available. So over the years, we've worked really closely with drivers like Tim Cameron. He's been very helpful helping us develop this product line for the UTV, the rock bouncer, and he's been quite successful himself doing the racing, as well as a ton of others. We couldn't be here without these guys testing our product and doing these things, pushing us to the limit to help them push them to the limit.
All right, so this is our XT tire, and this is the 35, 10, 15. It's the biggest tire that we make for a UTV. And this is the road compound. We have two different compounds. As you can see, that it's kind of hard to squeeze these together. This is going to last you a lot longer if you're just doing trail riding, riding on asphalt to get to the trails. If you're trailering and you're only going to be on trails, then I would recommend our trail compound. And it's much softer. You grip and grab those rocks really well. That's what the majority of our drivers that we sponsor use the XC trail compound. But we also have our AMP tire. And this is a 6-ply tire. The XT is an 8-ply. It's got really tough sidewalls. And in fact, one of our drivers took first place in the Bounty Series last race in Hot Springs with this tire. So those are the two main tires that all racers use. And you can get any of these tires and the wheels that they're mounted on through Rock Life as well. All right, so this is our XT tire, and this is the 35, 10, 15. This is the biggest tire that we make for a UTV. And this is the road compound. We have 2 different compounds. As you can see, it's kind of hard to squeeze these together. This is going to last you a lot longer if you're just doing trail riding on asphalt to get to the trails. If you're trailering and you're only going to be on trails, then I would recommend our trail compound. And it's much softer. You grip and grab those rocks really well. That's what the majority of our drivers that we sponsor use the XT trail compound. But we also have our AMP tire. And this is a 6-ply tire. The XT is the 8-ply. It's got really tough sidewalls. And in fact, one of our drivers took first place in the Bounty Series last race in Hot Springs with this tire. So those are the 2 main tires that all racers use. And you can get any of these tires and the wheels that they're mounted on through Rock Life as well.
The Mickey Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerfly XD construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
So we were a sponsor of SRRS in 2012, the first year, and we built our product to the racers. They had a need, and we had a solution. They were breaking parts, breaking axles, and we were able to build the strongest axles on the planet for them. We developed the Big Bell CV over that period of time as well, which is the 40 spline, 47 spline stuff that you see in a majority of the rock bouncers. And we've also developed UTV for the UTV buggies and the stock class racers. We've got product for that as well. So we've really utilized this racing to develop and work with these guys the best product available. So over the years, we've worked really closely with drivers like Tim Cameron. He's been very helpful helping us develop this product line for the UTV, the rock bouncer, and he's been quite successful himself doing the racing, as well as a ton of others. We couldn't be here without these guys testing our product and doing these things, pushing us to the limit to help them push them to the limit.
All right, and we are back. Again, we're getting recovered off the hill here. It looks like the rain has stopped for now. Again, being the key word there, for now. So hopefully it holds out for the rest of the day. We have about 3 more drivers left. And it's kind of crazy. We have, and this is the drivers we have left, just for fun. Daniel Heckley, that's going to be a wild ride. Tim Cameron, again, going to be a wild ride. And it looks like Clayton Smith, who had a blistering fast time on the first course. So 3 wild runs left. There's Sparky there, driver of S-Class. Trying to get some stuff together. It was the harmonic balancer. I know that because Sparky walked by holding the harmonic balancer off the front. So, again, tough break, but definitely some awesome racing action going on this weekend. Clyde down there giving him some guidance, kind of cheering him on. And I'm not exactly sure what happened. They said he lost the transmission was locked up at one point. So I don't know if somehow he lost the transmission or blew a transmission line. Or the transmission kind of lost the transmission. That's what caused the motor to spin. Messed up the motor, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. While we're wrapping this, I want to get a shout out to Cody McDonald. He came out and raced with us, his first time ever racing with us, and I believe finished top 10 on course 1. And this is some of the most brutal racing we will do all season here. This has been just a gnarly course. Came out and just had an awesome day racing, doing a great job. Unfortunately, put a baseball-size hole in his oil pan, so was not able to run the second course, but came out, did an awesome job, had some fun. Got a finish out of course 1. Unfortunately, is not going to be able to run on course 2. But had a great run. Again, little Tim also, and that 2 Rowdy just had a wild day. It was a very, very wild run by little Tim Bacon. Had a 1:14. I mean, just a blistering fast time. We do. He is sitting right now in that top spot, but we do have Daniel Heckley and Tim Cameron both to run, as well as Clayton Smith. So 3 guys that are definitely rooting for him to get knocked down the podium a little bit. Timmy, I think at this point is trying to come out and just kind of be consistent, be smart with it, as well as make good life decisions. Not roll over, not crash, not break. Trying to keep everything going. Keith the Tool Man, shout out to him. Keith is our recovery expert out here. Looks like they're trying to get him hooked up there, trying to get pulled out of the way. Again, Tim Bacon coming in with that 2 Rowdy, that new chassis. Coming out, getting those new knuckles and C's coming out of 40 spline. They've kind of been working for a few years to get those developed, so clearly they held together today and very, very happy with those. He had a 1:14, again, just had a 99 second. I think he was third. He was third on the first course, but as of right now, sitting at first. Again, with 3 guys to run, he's definitely going to try to hang on that top spot of the podium, but we'll see how it shakes out for the day. Jay Stewart's coming in second with a 1:16. Again, we got 3 racers left, and 2 of those guys I know are definitely no strangers to the podium. So Nick had a blistering run of a 95 on the first course. Wasn't quite as fast on the second one. Again, he's a guy that's a contender just to get out there and get violent. I know he does a great job with that. He was there were several things he was just trying to get through today. He had a dry shaft that was bent. He had a carrier bearing that had messed up, so he was literally just trying to get that buggy through. So Richard Hodgins with 144. Clint Garrison with a 120. Looks like, Nick Reich had a 128. Cooper Bentley 142. Chris Grigg with a 152. Clyde getting him pulled off the course up there. Getting a shout out to Keith for doing an awesome job recovering. Trying to get him pulled up out of the way. Get our recovery crew. Shout out to our cameramen and camera ladies out there, our course workers, all of our photographers and videographers on the course. I know Bub Meadows is out there with Addictive Photography. He is our official photographer of the National Rock Racing Association this season. Sparky out there getting the buggy moved around. Looks like they were able to get the harmonic balancer put back on. They might be leaving it there. It looks like they're walking away. Might be leaving it there. What's up, Trey Moore? Prudence Giles in there. Yeah, Cody is not running course 2. He has a fist-size hole there. Derek, what's up, buddy? Dustin, what's up? Ben, yeah, Bacon for the win. Yeah, smoking it. All right, here we go. We have Daniel Heckley in the race line starting gate. Sounds like clock is hot. Again, this hell-bent buggy is definitely going to come out and do some work here. Ooh. Daniel putting on 2 wheels. He's going around the corner there on this super steep Mickey Thompson mountain.
Daniel had a 4th place time on course 1. See if he can move on up a little bit now.
He is definitely going to try right here. Keep everything going smooth through this rock section. Just thrashing through there. Hear that motor just screaming as he's blasting up this hill.
Matt, I would say that he is hell-bent on smoking this course.
And he is doing a heck of a job. That buggy's moving.
A heckly of a job.
A heckly of a job. Man, that thing's moving.
Let's not forget Daniel also won our Skinny Pedal Award from Rush Springs Ranch, so he'll be taking that home today.
Woo!
Toting through the finish line.
Wow.
107.291. I believe that is our new leader.
Yeah, it's a new leader. 114 was Tim Macon. And this guy here is definitely going to come in and try to upset the apple cart, Mr. Tim Cameron.
All right, so right now it's Daniel Heckley, then Timothy Bacon, and then Jay Storts. Those are your top three. But Tim Cameron is about to unleash on this course.
Timothy just bouncing through that starting lane.
We don't call it rock bouncing for nothing, guys. Exhibit A.
Definitely taking his time down there using that rear steer. Again, after Ben rolled over. Being a little bit cautious.
I don't think Timmy's taking any time anywhere. But he's definitely being smart. Timmy has a gift of being able to pick out lines on courses that it seems like a lot of other drivers don't see, where he can shave off time, shave off some seconds.
Just a hair here, hair there.
And he's just got a heck of a lot of seat time.
Yeah, again, I think a lot of guys, you're going to see them really, really push hard uphill. The downhill, I think, is where you're going to see the most guys shave some time, here and there. Guys who are able to kind of just really rip down that downhill section. Timmy's rolling through there, buddy. Man, he is flying.
Let's see what that time is.
Wow, 96.196 for Mr. Tim Cameron.
Wow.
That is our new leader. Wow. That is amazing. Again, that was a smoking time.
Seeing as our second place time is a 107, and before that, the 114 had been holding it down. I mean, Timmy just came out and blasted this course.
He was flying. Again, that downhill section he was moving. I mean, obviously flying uphill as well, but, I mean, he did not leave anything on the table for that downhill section. We got Clayton Smith down here on the line. That Reclaim Racing team.
All right, Clayton Smith, here we go, and he is going to wrap up course 2 for us here for the RCB Axle Bouncer class. Oh, no.
That is becoming a very
Turtle
violent
Rock
area.
almost got him.
I mean, just an incredibly violent starting gate right there. Even the starting gate itself is becoming so chewed up from all these guys matting the gas as they came through. It's just, very quickly taking some abuse.
Clayton coming into the weekend 4th in points with 660, 11 points behind Cooper. He had a little bit of a hang-up on course 1, was able to power his way out of it. Took down a little tree in the process.
He did, didn't he?
So he didn't have the fastest time, but it was still a good, solid run. Oh, no. I don't know if that was the right way to go there. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
We've mentioned it before. When you're fully strapped in, you've got your Hans and all your harnesses, your full-face helmet on, your visibility becomes pretty limited.
I see him hit the steering wheel. I think he just lost forward gears.
Oh, no.
Dang it.
Oh, no.
Which stinks only because that's exactly what happened. They lost the transmission at their last race. Dang it.
All right, so I'm going to need him to reverse his way around the whole rest of the course.
Yes, I'm here for it. I hope he does.
Be a hero, Clayton. Oh, man. Duct tape this man a rearview mirror in there and let him go.
And if anybody knows Clayton would do it.
Oh.
Man, you hate to see that for Clayton again. Just
Sure
having
do.
such a rough day there. Reclaim Racing had, last race lost the transmission in the other buggy. Now they have 2 transmissions are going to work. Hopefully they can get everything put back together for finals. So I see you doing your monkey mouth over there, Bree.
I'm doing it. Give me a second.
I'm excited. I see. I'm trying to guess who's going to come out for the day. I know we got to wait on Clyde for the official results, but we always like checking it out. Again, shout out to Josh Shepard for the Skin and Pet Award. Daniel Heckley taking one home for Rush Springs Ranch.
All right, guys. Top 5 for Course 2. Unofficial times, as always. But Tim Cameron took the win with a 96, followed by Daniel Heckley with a 107. Timothy Bacon with a 114. Jay Storts with a 116. And Clint Garrison with a 120. So that wraps up our weekend of racing here at Indian Mountain. I'm sorry. It wraps up our day of racing right here, but we still have our youth class that we're going to run. We are going to shift locations for that. This wasn't really a good spot for the youth class to run, but we've got a great area picked out for them, like a motocross type track that they've got here at the park. So we are going to move down there for our youth class. We do plan to be live for that. It won't be with all our setup that we have right here, but we'll be at least on someone's phone from Rock Racing TV. So we'll still be live for that. You guys can find it in the usual spot and watch there. It will only be on Rock Racing TV Facebook. So when you're looking for it, make sure that that's the page that you're on. But thank you guys for joining us here on Hillside Live for the Bounty and Bouncer courses today. I hope you'll join us for the youth class too in just a little while. You got to give us a few minutes to get everybody
set up,
shifted to the other area of the park and get going. But yeah, we will see you down there for youth, and then after that, it'll be to finals October 3rd through 5th. Matt, you got anything?
No, it's a great day of racing. Glad everybody's safe. Now we just got to get all the junk back to the trailers.
Back in the tube.
Yep.
All right, guys. See you in a bit for youth.